Hi, team. Welcome to the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Coming up, everything you ever wanted to know about companion influence. But first, a couple bits of SWTOR news and a shout out to our guild Alea Iacta Est on Jedi Covenant. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 122. What's up, 122? Nice try. I am not calling you Big Deal. I think I will call you Little Deal. Get in the pod, Little Deal. With me, as always, is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
I like that name, Little Deal.
It is actually a pretty good
Use
name.
that for something.
I will not explain that reference, though.
No, you better not. Things are going great. I'm sort of into the holiday mood. I did a lot of family and real life stuff this week associated with the holidays and had a lot of fun. Did not get to play as much SWTOR as I would have liked, but I did get a chance to do some ops and messing around with heroics. I'm starting to work on my spreadsheet that will, show me that I can use as a reference for which weekly heroics are the shortest. In case I just want to do a handful, I could just go pick them off the mission terminal and go do a few.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Because that'll help me in my eternal quest for companion influence.
Right. Which we will talk about this week.
How are things with you, Max?
Good. Good. So I did some more PvP. I've been still continuing to keep that up. I did not hit my conquest target with it, but got pretty far. And I ended up splitting across two characters because I still like to do some on both my mercenary and my Sork. So I really should just pick one and have that be my main PvP character, which if I was going to pick, it would probably be the Sork, but I'm still having fun on my mercenary, so I keep wanting to go back to it every now and then. I certainly did not do the Rakghoul event, and we'll talk about that and why. And I did also added to my spreadsheet for weekly heroics. There are a couple spreadsheets already out there, so if you've been waiting for Seema and I to complete ours, we're gonna merge ours probably in the next week or the week after. We're definitely gonna have them done. I'm gonna post a real nice filterable spreadsheet on the website that you'll be able to use, and we're gonna do a whole podcast talking about it. However, if you're waiting and waiting, because we've been procrastinating on getting that done, you can certainly find a couple out there. I found a good one on Reddit at some point, and I'll use that to sort of spot check my average times that I was coming up with. But I think, yeah, and I did a little bit of opsing as well. And things will be spotty the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to still try to get some in. Almost jumped in to help out a group finder group finish up last night, but it was JJ who was in, and he had gotten in a group through group finder, and then they had a healer and a tank drop, and I queued up as healer to try to help them out, but I queued up as tank to try to help them out, but a healer didn't also queue up, so it never sort of popped back, so they ended up breaking up after about 5 or 10 minutes. They didn't wait all that long. So that was too bad. But I wanted to see how that worked, sort of jumping in a group already in progress via the group finder. But I didn't get to see it in action. Otherwise, that is about it for me. I think we can talk about a little bit of news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
So there was an awesome movie, apparently, that released this week. And of course, I'm talking about Alvin and the Chipmunks. No.
Oh my god.
No, that's
How did I not see that coming?
Ours has been saying that or Apples has been saying that for the past couple weeks. Yes. So I did go see it. I went and saw The Force Awakens on Friday. We are not going to talk about it. We may do a spoiler reactions podcast, but we will certainly not do it this week because I saw it. But did you see it, Seema?
I have not seen it yet.
No, you were on the road, weren't you?
I was.
So after you see it,
I'm thinking about going tomorrow, though.
Excellent. So after you see it and get through it, maybe we'll talk about it either a little bit or do a whole segment on it on the podcast and big disclaimers and warning signs when we end up doing that. But in a minimum, but it won't be until next week or the week after. But I certainly liked it. I won't say much more than that. I had high expectations. A lot of people did, and I think in general the consensus was that most of people's even high expectations were met. So that's cool. Certainly, if you have
So
not
also,
seen it yet, avoid general chat, avoid the internet, put your head under a pillow, and do not come out of your house.
yes, I did leave general when I logged in earlier today because I had heard that that was a wise thing to do.
Most people are pretty good about it, but I even saw someone in general drop a spoiler that was actually a pretty big spoiler, and then say, "Oh wait, JK, I haven't even seen it yet. I don't know if that's the case." And I'm like, "Okay, well, then shut up." So in general, people in
I'm not a
general,
big
what?
I'm not a big proponent of JK to begin with.
No.
It's like I'll say whatever I feel like saying, but as long as I just go, "Oh, JK" at the end, it's all okay.
I was just talking about that with my kids this weekend. Actually, while we were at the Star Wars premiere, I was talking with my older daughter. We were we were joking about how inappropriate that is just to say JK after, like, I hate you, you're stupid, and I'm stupider for having known you. JK. Uh, either that or but in the nicest way, you know. I only mean that in the nicest way. So do not give out spoilers in general or anywhere else. People don't need that. This is a cool thing that's come around, that doesn't come around all that often,
Yes.
that is in the social consciousness, and everybody is probably going to see this movie. So give it a couple of weeks, wait till everybody's seen it, and then in private groups find out who's seen it, and then you can discuss it. There are forums that you can go to that are spoiler-full forums of the Force Awakens discussion. I would encourage you to go get it out of your system in those safe places.
Safe places.
What else?
So also this week, today in fact, the 21st, BioWare and NVIDIA announced together a contest. So you can use NVIDIA's Shadow Play to record some of your coffee gameplay, and you upload it to either YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram using both of these hashtags. Build your alliance contest and share every win, and then you have to go to the NVIDIA site and fill out an entry form. But 3 winners will receive a gaming PC, and the winners will be picked. They just said our favorites. So I imagine there's a few employees at NVIDIA at NVIDIA that will make these selections. But anyway, you can win a gaming PC plus some valuable in-game rewards, and 10 runners-up will receive NVIDIA GTX 960s plus the BioWare swag. And this contest ends on January 17th, so not a lot of time. But basically, I just want to say Shadowplay is NVIDIA's product that you can use to record your gameplay, sort of like how Fraps does it. But it also has this feature where it will run in the background all the time. And if something cool happens, you can say, okay, I want to capture that last, my buffer that has like a 20-minute buffer. And then you can upload it to YouTube or Twitter or Instagram and maybe win a PC.
That is pretty cool. That does sound like a nice little feature that you can just go and capture something that already that just happened, even if you didn't mean it, if you hadn't planned on capturing it, because
Yeah, because
yeah,
because it's not saving it to your hard drive or your SSD as long as it's in this particular mode, which is called, shadow mode, I think. As opposed to like manual mode where you would tell it, yes, record everything I'm doing. But in shadow mode, I imagine it doesn't save anything until you say, okay, I want to capture the last 20 minutes, and then it would write it out to disk. So like if you ran Fraps all the time, you could conceivably, fill up your hard drive.
right. Although even if it may be streaming to hard drive, because that's a lot of data to try to be keeping on the card. But regardless, just having that
20 minutes.
that 20-minute, that lagging 20 minutes. If I'm going to record something and I set it up and I record it, that's fine. But you do get into, everyone I think gets into plenty of gameplay situations where something really cool happens and you say, oh, I wish I was recording that. Well,
Yeah.
now you can just sort of have that spool for the last 20 minutes. I totally owned that guy. All right, well,
And
prove it.
they didn't say it has to be XYZ amount of links. So, I mean, it could be something if it was just a, like a GIF even, just maybe if it's, I mean, lengthwise, maybe it's just 3 seconds or a minute or whatever, but it's something really cool. I would think that would be,
Cool.
eligible.
Oh, sounds good to me. Do a little vine out of it. Of me here, I'll do
Yeah.
me throwing snowballs at my companion. This is very compelling
Yeah, there's
content.
a winner because, nobody has seen that.
It's very unique. Also in news this week, the Rakghoul event was broken. There was an issue. It did turn on. It was active, but then the feature was still on where if you go down in the tunnels and mess around, which I don't know, they should just let you, if you're down in the tunnels, they should let you run around as much as you want. Anyway, what they did for a while, because people were sort of like keeping characters living in the tunnels, even though there was nothing down there in between the events, they made it so as soon as you take a
People?
step, people, yeah, meaning me, I had a character living down there. As soon as you take a step, you get like 10 seconds and mandatory, and you're ported out. And what they did was they left that part on, so people weren't able to get Loken. They weren't able to do any of the Rakghoul stuff down in the tunnels. If you were really tricky, you could get into the Eyeless, because you could use your quick travel to the entrance of the Eyeless and pop in there real quick, and you wouldn't get ported out. But we didn't try to mess around to try to get a whole group in there to do it. However, so it was broken. We wanted them to fix it. They tried to fix it. For some reason, they determined they would not be able to fix it in time, and we sort of missed this round of Rakghoul. However, it will be back next month, so we'll just have to wait till then, and next month we can have our fresh Rakghoul meet.
Fresh Rakghoul meat? I mean, I hope not. I hope you don't,
I mean, the Rakghouls can have us as fresh Rakghoul meat. Is the case
And I guess
maybe.
if you could not get your Loken this month and you wanted to, well, you have like 15 or 20 other companions, so maybe you'll be okay till next month.
Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, I didn't even have this in the notes. Let's talk about it for 2 seconds, because I keep seeing it pop up. There's a lot of frustration out there over... So Loken is gated by the Rakghoul event. The one that's frustrating a lot of people, they're saying, Pierce and M14X, we sort of talked about this a little bit before, you have to do PvP. And people are saying two things. The PvPers are saying it's ruining PvP because people that have no business doing PvP are getting in there and doing PvP just to get this companion, for one. And for two, people that don't want to do PvP are saying, well, now I have to go do PvP to get this companion. I have trouble sympathizing with either of those positions. Now, I'm PvPing a lot, not just to get the companion, but also have fun doing it. I'm not seeing PvP be detrimentally impacted all of that much. If there's people in there that are inexperienced, they're going to be getting experience by going in there and doing it. If people are in there trying it out, I really like the idea that there's something that's sort of compelling people to go in there. And the other side, on the flip side, it's only a compelling event. It's not forcing you. Do you really need Pierce? I mean,
Right.
out of the 20 companions, I mean, we've got this huge list of all these companions now. Do you have to get Pierce? And if you're such a completionist that you have to get Pierce, well, then you've probably done a whole bunch of PvP too, because there's all those achievements and Valor rank and everything that you would have wanted to get to fulfill your completionist mindset as well, right? So, I don't know. I'm not completely unsympathetic, but mostly. So.
I think if you want Pierce or 4X for special, it's my favorite companion reasons, then you just have to be willing to do the PvP.
Right, and have fun with it. PvP can be really cool.
But anyone else, and yeah, in fact, find Max and PvP with him.
Yeah, find some people that you can PvP with. And then just to the hardcore PvPers, what hardcore PvPers should be doing, and yeah, I know it's hard, but ranked is really out there. With now we've there's sort of gear baselines, and ranked is the place where if you don't want people that are just in there trying out or learning, that's a place to go. So get 7 other people, queue up for ranked, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, enough on that. What else do we have to round out our news?
We'll just make a note that the event schedule is still pretty much out there.
Yeah.
Next week, or this week, I guess, by the time you hear this, it'll be another bounty contract week. Then
And the next 2 are already
we're in the middle
progress.
of the fourth. What's that?
And yeah, all the rest are sort of in progress, which is now cool.
Right, yeah. That's what I was just noticing. So the 4th anniversary is in progress until January 5th. Life Day is ongoing until January 5th. And we are also in the middle of double XP.
Yes, double XP. I have no use for double XP, but my son's in town, and he's actually getting a kick out of it. He's back from college.
That's good to know.
He rolled a new character,
And then
and like I think in like 4 hours got to level 40 or something.
and get your sub in if you want to be subbed in time for getting the HK55 companion. Because that's coming up, the deadline for that.
I forgot to write down the
It's like
deadline. I think
January
it's
11th.
11th. Yeah, that sounds right. I think it's January 11th. In community news this week, Galactic Gamers Coalition podcast did end up getting published. It's out there on the feeds. I think it came out on Wednesday. Check it out. I was on it with a bunch of cool people, and you can hear a little bit of all of what we were talking about in terms of things that were going on about a week and a half ago. But it's always fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I downloaded it when I got home today, but because of my travels, I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I am looking forward to it.
Tio and Chuck and Fred and Lewis, they're all very cool. And to a shout out to our guild. Hey guys, it's been fun getting in there. I've seen a lot of people in and out constantly. I think it's great. We've certainly had even more people coming back. I think the movie is energizing some people to come back and check in. To everyone not in our guild, certainly check us out on Jedi Covenant. Our parent guild is Alea Iacta Est, and it's one of those big multi-game cross MMO gaming communities. It's very large in some other games and pretty big in Star Wars for us. We have a guild on both Republic and Imperial sides on Jedi Covenant. You can find guild information for the whole guild on aie-guild.org, including a link to our forums and all the SWTOR forums, which shows all the fun stuff that we've got going on. And you can catch our officers in game with a /cjoin AIELFO on either side on Jedi Covenant if we're around. If you don't find an officer and you're looking for one, tweet me at MaxTheGray and I can help you out. And certainly shout out and thank you to the chat room. You guys are awesome, and we will be talking to you before and after the show. And with that, I think we can talk a little bit about these guys.
I look better alone anyway.
I'll be done in no time.
I can handle that.
My pleasure to serve.
Thanks for trusting me.
Shut up, Nadia.
Shut up, Nadia.
There's some voices that I haven't been hearing lately. I'm hoping, well,
That's right.
we heard, so my Minor Coffee Chapter 10 spoiler alert, if you haven't been watching the feeds, just close your ears for 15 seconds. We heard that Kaleo is coming back in Chapter 10, so that's cool. But we're still missing a whole bunch of people. I'm missing in terms of not having her in my list, and missing in terms of pining away for Mako. Where's Mako? My buddy.
What's the story? Yeah, what's up with Mako?
She's gonna be sad. I've been like spending all my time with Senya lately, and I don't know. Senya's pretty cool, and fun to be with, and so Mako better show up soon. I'm gonna forget about her. Anyway, I think eventually we will get some of those back. if you're real antsy and you've gotten through chapter 9, you can go to that terminal and you can get some of those companions back. And we'll talk about some tricks or some challenges associated with that some people have noticed about what gifts you can give them and what state they seem to be in when you do that. But in general, we're going to talk about influence. So influence is the way that you sort of level up your companion in Star Wars: The Old Republic. It gives your companion both makes them more effective in sort of being your companion in the open world, in fighting with you or healing you. It also makes them more effective at crew skills, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all of the tips and tricks that we know of to level up influence. I know a lot of people are going through. We'll explain why you want to if you don't know already, and how much of a bonus they give you when they do get leveled up. And we'll talk about all the ways that we know of to level them up. And we'll talk. Seema and I will go over what our favorite parts are. A couple resources that we'll certainly be talking about and referring to as we go through this. Delphi's got a pretty good one-page guide which summarizes most things about influence and how it works for the current companion set, including the original companions and the coffee companions. And TOR Community has a whole section in their database where they describe gift reactions. I haven't been in that one. How does that one look, Seema?
So I'm sure there's an easier way to get to the gifts. Like Delphi has the nice little chart, but TOR Community is basically a front end for a database which has all this information in it. So one way to get there is you go to TOR Community, you select the database, you select companions, you type in your companion name, like Lana or whatever, and then you click on Lana, and then a screen will come up with tabs across the top, and then you can click on the tab that says Gift Reactions tab, and it'll show you how she reacts to every gift, and then you pick out the ones that are love. Well, I mean, I would pick out the ones that are love because I don't want to use the like or the...
Yeah, and we'll explain why you want the ones that are love. But why do we care about influence, Seema?
So influence gives you a number of things. The higher the influence your companion has that you have out with you in combat, the better they are at combat, and that includes healing. So you get, for each influence rank, you get plus 50 to presence, and presence is a stat that increases your companion's ability to DPS, tank, and heal. You get plus 1.5% time efficiency for crew skill tasks, and you get plus 5% critical rate for crew skills tasks. So the efficiency means it does the crew skills faster. And I'll say I do have one companion at influence rank 50, and he does the highest level slicing mission for tech parts in a little over 6 minutes. So it adds up.
Yeah, 75%. It'd be like a 75% speed bonus, and the 25% crit rate at 50.
Exactly.
And crit is important in crew missions because that's, if you're doing a gathering mission, when you crit a gathering mission, you get more materials back, and that's the only way to get things like adaptive circuitry or Dunium or any of the purple crafting mats from the mission crew skills. And crit is also very important for crafting. If you crit when you craft a barrel or an augment, you get 2, and that's quite profitable. So that's a big deal. So how do we raise influence? We raise influence by, for the most part, the biggest way that most people go after is through the gift system. There are a couple other ways that we'll talk about it, the old ways of the companion conversations and some things that you can do in some of the flashpoints in Star Fortress. But gifts is the main way that people think of. And really, to get all the way to 50, you're going to be using a lot of gifts. You're not going to be doing it the other way. I don't even know how long it would take to run like Star Fortress over and over to get the 500 influence out of there and get to 50. So the types of gifts that are out there, there's all of the gifts before 4.0 were rank 1 through 5. 1 through 5, and it was a bunch of categories. So the categories are weapons, military gear, courting, luxury, technology, republic memorabilia, imperial memorabilia, cultural artifacts, trophy, and underworld goods. And the reason there's so many characters is because or so many categories is because each of the companions likes each different mix of those categories to different varying degrees, and we'll talk about how that affects how much influence you get, whether they don't like it, or they like don't care about it, or they like it, or they what are the
Love it.
love it. So there's three levels of like, and you're trying to if you're trying to optimize the influence gain, you're going to try to go after the ones that they love. As when 4.0 came around, they added another category of gifts, and that's the rank 6 gifts. Rank 6 gifts come in a few different flavors. Prototype is blue, artifact is that pinkish purple, and legendary is the dark violet purple.
Yeah.
Those give you even greater amounts of influence gain, and they added 2 more categories. And in fact, in the most recent patch 4.0.3, they changed the name of those categories. They were named something dumb before, like artwork and something. Now they're called delicacies and maintenance gifts. And those are useful for some of the new coffee companions, and specifically they're quite useful for the new companions that you're getting out of the cartel market, like the Act Dog and the Probe Droid. The Act Dog loves delicacies, and the Probe Droid loves maintenance gifts. But some of the other companions like or love some of those as well, don't they, Seema?
The delicacies and the maintenance gifts?
Yeah, I think
I
Senya likes or loves one of the crazy new types. Maybe the delicacies.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I'd have to look that up because
And you can go
I do not know.
to these 2 pages that we talked about and find out what your companions do like or love. So Senya likes delicacies, she loves luxuries, and cultural artifacts are her favorite. So the 3 levels are like, favorite, and love. Anyway, these gifts, you can buy them lots of places. You can get them in a couple different places. I've got some screenshots here of buying them. There's a couple vendors on the fleet. One of the vendors on the fleet sells gifts for credits. The gifts for credits will be rank 1 and 2 for the most part.
So Koff loves the delicacies, which I should know because he's my one that I got up to influence 50. But at the time it was artwork when I did it.
Does he love anything else besides delicacies?
No, he just loves the delicacies. Oh wait, he loves weapons also.
Oh, they're good, because delicacies and maintenance are very hard to get and expensive to get. I would not be going after those for the most part as your bread and butter gifts. Because like here, so this vendor, the main vendor on the fleet that sells for credits, he sells the non-delicacy, non-maintenance main gift types,
the old style,
and only rank 1 and rank 2. Now still, those are very useful, and we'll talk about how useful those rank 1 and rank 2 for credit gifts are that you can buy off of the fleet. There's another vendor standing right next to that vendor which sells gifts on the fleet for rank 5 blue and purple rank 5 gifts of all the main types, not delicacy and not maintenance, but they're sold for common crystals. 5 common crystals for a blue and 10 common crystals for a purple. If you're swimming in common crystals, you could be spending common crystals to get these gifts. We're going to talk about some other ways to spend crystals though, like the vendor over on Odessen. The vendor over on Odessen.
Where's the guy on the fleet that sells these ones for common crystals? Is he in the supplies area?
He's standing right next to the other companion gift vendor. So there's 3 little vendors standing right there. One sells...
Oh, right. I have seen that. Okay.
Yeah. One sells social items. I don't know why those are useful. But then there's the guy that sells for credits. If you look on the one that sells for credits, let me go back to that. The one that sells for credits also has a bunch of gifts, rank 5, blue and purple, available for what's called gift fragments. Gift fragments are out of the game. If you have any left over, you can go to this vendor and turn them in for gifts. What they used to be for is you could collect a set of gift fragments by using treasure hunting, and then turn in a set of gift fragments for a good, valuable gift. Treasure hunting doesn't return gift fragments anymore, which I'm a little sad about because that was a really good way to get rank 5 gifts.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, go over to Odessin, and there's a vendor on Odessin that will give you a bunch of gifts at rank 6. And they're the rank 6 legendary level gifts. Those cost 30 common crystals, but those are quite useful and valuable. But when we talk about buying supply crates from that guy, I think we have talked about it before. You could either turn in common crystals for 30 common crystals and buy one of these rank 6 gifts, or you could turn in 50 common crystals, get a supply crate. The supply crate raises the influence with one of your Odessin-based commanders. And when you turn it in, you get a box back that usually has 1, if not 2 gifts in it. Usually they're lower level, but still, I've been spending extra common crystals on supply crates, getting some extra gifts that way, and not just blowing them on a rank 6 gift by itself. Have you bought much off of that smuggler vendor on Odessin with common crystals?
Yes, I spent all my common data crystals that I could get to Odessin with on that gift.
On gifts or on crates?
On gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Directly on gifts. That's how I got Koth's influence up.
Yeah, I don't have a companion at 50 yet, so maybe it will be the way I end up doing it, because it is quite hard to get to 50.
My first idea was, yes, I would rather turn them in, turn in the crates and get the gifts in a mass, but I wanted to be more. I lost patience, and I wanted to be more, surgical strike, and not, just whatever gift I get randomly.
Right. That's the problem with all of these categories of gifts. Since Simo is going after Koth, for example, and he likes whatever weapons or delicacies, and you're getting like military gear and recording and luxury because it's a random gift that's coming out of those supply crates, then
right.
You're never going to level up Koth that way. The last vendor that you could go check out is maybe that was it. The legendary one. Oh, the Jawa vendor. So the Jawa vendor. Right. I thought I had a picture of the Jawa vendor also. The Jawa vendor is a vendor down either in the Cartel Bazaar, or you could actually buy one of these to put in your stronghold, and he works as the vendor. But they're the little Jawas in the Cartel Bazaar where you turn in the Jawa junk tokens that you get from Conquest. And there's green ones and blue ones and purple ones. So there's a vendor down there, one of those guys, and he will sell you, this is the only place to get these besides random drops like out of the boxes, the delicacies and maintenance gifts. So you need to be turning in then the purple, and I think it's only for the purple Jawa junk stuff that you need to turn in to go to that little Jawa vendor from those conquest tokens to get delicacies and maintenance gifts. So they're...
Wait. Did you say you can just get purple?
I think for the green, I don't think the guy for the green and blue Jawa junk tokens.
Oh.
I don't think you can turn in. In fact, I can check while we're talking. I have some of those little Jawas in a little vignette in my Nar Shaddaa stronghold. They're of course crowded around an astromech.
But I did not verify that. So.
Well, I mean that would be useful too. You get certainly many more of the green and purple Jawa tokens, so that would be useful if that was possible. So the one little guy's name is Izar, and he's the one who sells the purple ones, and that you can certainly get the delicacies off of him. And I think it's just 1 for 1. The spiced Eric tongue you get for just turning in one of the purple Jawa scrap, the Jawa junk scrap, and then the guy with the with the green ones, see, I don't think he
See,
has.
it's hard to tell because you have to scroll through them all and look at them and see if they say use.
And yes, there is. There's a green delicacy, a rank 6 green delicacy gift that he's got, which is the rare Goral bird egg. And then I would imagine there's a blue one.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, the muja fruit. So either the green or the blue or the purple. Good to know. But still, if you can only get them with those Jawa tokens from Conquest, you don't get that many of them each week. You can't farm for those. Those are difficult to get. It is much harder than to be raising the influence, especially of those cartel pet companions, because of that. Now the Act Dog, for example, he loves the delicacies, but he also likes weapons or something like that. So I leveled him up a bunch with weapons, but since that's not, since he doesn't love that, you get less influence per gift that way.
They're crunchy.
So those are all the different kinds. The ranks 1 through 6, blue or green, blue, purple, and legendary purple. Let's talk about which gifts are the most useful and how long they're useful. Each one's giving a different level of influence, but why don't you explain a little bit about especially the rank 1 and rank 2 gifts off the fleet vendor, Seema, because I think that's the most important for people to realize how to use.
So on the rank, oh, I see what you're saying, is on the rank 1 and 2 gifts that you can buy for credits on the fleet. The rank 1s you buy for 200 credits, and the rank 2s you can buy for 600 credits. Everybody recommends buying the 200 credit ones unless you just can't stand it because you have to click so many more times. But it's cheaper to get the rank ones. And then you want to get the one that your companion loves versus versus indifferent to make the most out of your time and your credits.
Exactly. So this is what I do. And you can go, so influence goes up to rank 50. You can go all the way to rank 40 on those 200 credit gifts off the fleet vendor. That just the rank 1 plain gifts all the way up to rank 40. It takes a long time and a lot of clicking. We'll talk about what we do when we're clicking. So you may get frustrated. I would certainly use them to get up to at least 20 because it does not take that long to get to 20 with those rank 1 gifts. From there, if you're getting frustrated and it's taking longer and you're credit rich, or you feel like you could make a better use of your time farming credits in a different way and buying more expensive gifts and not wasting time clicking around on rank 1 gifts, that's a cost benefit analysis that you're going to need to go through for yourself. But you can get all the way to rank 40 on those rank 1 200 credit gifts, and then you could get all the way from 40 to 50 on the 600 credit gifts. The reason you don't go directly to the rank 2 gifts off of that vendor is because they cost 3 times as much and they only give twice as much influence as the rank 1s. So it's not worth it. I always did this in the old system when we were only going to 10,000. I always went up to 8,000 influence, or now I've even forgotten what it used to be called. Affection. The rank 1 gifts would stop after 8,000 affection. I would go all the way up to 8,000 with the rank 1 gifts. Now they go up all the way up to rank 40. I haven't gotten a companion to rank 40 with them yet, but I keep telling myself that that's certainly what I'm going to do because that's the most economical. There's one special category of gift that we sort of glossed over, and that's courting. Courting is a special category because every companion has things that they like and they love. A lot of companions, though, will also love courting if you've entered into the romance state with that companion. So if you're in your original story, pre-coffee, and you've started down the path far enough that you've started to have those romance conversations, then you can start turning in courting gifts. And you're probably going to end up with a bunch of those extra because you can only give them to companions that you're romancing. You can use those up that way. There are a couple companions in Knights of the Fallen Empire that will take courting gifts whether or not you are courting them. So you might want to keep an eye out for those. I think it was Talos for some reason. He's like, yeah, whatever. Talos likes them. M14S. So like is the lowest level. Remember, it goes like, favorite, love. Talos likes them. M14X likes them. And Nico Okar likes them. M14X. Whatever. They're like, yeah, whatever. Gifts. Bring them on. The only one in Knights of the Fallen Empire, it seems so far that you can get to a state that will take courting gifts after you start Knights of the Fallen Empire is Theron Shan. I haven't done it. I haven't romanced him. I haven't bromanced him. But apparently you can. I don't see Lana on any of the lists, and I've flirted with Lana, and she's she's pretty cold. So maybe she's just not there in the story yet. Have you been romancing anyone lately?
I've heard people say too that even when they do get a companion back that they previously romanced, that they had to they were, I don't know if this was a bug or not, but that they were not in a quote unquote romance state anymore, so they wouldn't love the courting gifts.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I did before copy. I haven't since copy, so I don't have any new insight there.
So what about, I know you've done flashpoints with some of the original companions, even since coffee. How is that working lately?
There is a thing where you can go and do Essilus on the pub side or Black Talon on the imp side, and those are the first. I mean, you can do any flashpoint, right? But if you just run through those, and you take your companion with you that you got on the starter planet, then you can say, give all the right answers to all the questions along with dialogue, and then you get influence for doing that. So that is one way to get. So for instance, if you're Sage and you have Kaizen, and you've gotten Kaizen back, you can go to Essilus, run through Essilus, and get a few thousand influence for one run of Essilus with Kaizen. So that may be worth doing.
Yeah, a few thousand. That seems pretty significant. Because if you,
but I don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, like between rank 20 and rank 50 for a 200 credit gift, you're getting like 19 influence to click it each time. So a few thousand influence. That's great.
I mean, yes, and it takes longer than a click, obviously, but yeah. So I actually, pulling up my notes here, I got almost 6,000 influence on Kaizen. So. And also, this was on a level 60 character, and just running through Essilus, I got like a little bit over a level just doing that. And I was running solo mode Essilus, which is like a level 10 flashpoint on my level 60 character.
Cool. So, and you said, so is it only the starter companion off of the starter planet?
Well, in the old days, it was only the starter companions, right? So it only worked with Kaizen if you're Sage, or Consular. It only worked with T7 if you're Jedi Knight, etc., etc. What I don't know is if you get T7 back, but you're not a Jedi Knight, right? Because you can get T7 now.
That's a good question.
What I don't know is if you can go run. I'm going to try that, but I haven't tried it yet.
That's a good one to check out. So another flashpointy way to get, after you've completed Chapter 9, to get some companion influence is to run Star Fortress. And in Star Fortress, as you're just wandering around in the Star Fortress, you'll get an area quest will pop up. That's the Star Fortress bonus. And that bonus quest appears at different points of progression through Star Fortress. Sometimes it's really close to the beginning. If you complete that bonus, and as soon as you complete that bonus, you get 500 influence for your active companion, plus an additional 250 influence for the companion associated with that Star Fortress. And if you don't remember what that means, when you unlocked each of the heroic mode Star Fortresses, you got some of those new companions. There's like 6 of them. Choza Rabat and Lida, Deadeye Lida, and Hemdil and Kakrol. They will get 250 influence each time you complete that bonus as well. You can, if you're an enterprising soul, run in there, try to as quickly as you can complete the bonus, exit area, reset, run back in, and try to do the bonus over again if you want to continue to roll that bonus over and over. The only other one I've found, which is a unique situation like that to gain some extra influence, is the PvP companion. So Pierce and M14X, you need to do at least 10, if not 20, 10 wins or 20 total, any mix of that, rounds of PvP to unlock that companion. And whether or not you go and bother to go back and get Pierce or M14X or not, if you have them, or even if you wait, every time you do another round of PvP, you'll continue to gain influence at that same rate. So 250 or 500, I think, is what it is each time. So if you have Pierce or M14X and you're continuing to do PvP because you realized how cool and fun it is, and now you have all your 204, your 2018 expertise gear set, you could get M14X or Pierce to influence rank 50 just from doing PvP forever.
So, of the companions that you can summon to come along and do combat with you, we talked about why influence matters, but for some of these, why does influence matter? Like Deadeye Lida and Hemdel Trey, you cannot summon them.
Yeah, you can. So after you
all
unlock the Star
instruments.
Fortress, then they're your companion, and you can summon all of those guys. So,
When you say unlock the star, okay, so they move to a different category?
yep. Like here,
Yeah, I see. So that's why I have Kate Kroll, the talent scout. He's on, yeah. Okay.
yeah, they're
He's called an other follower
right.
instead of an alliance recruit.
Right. So they'll move up to the right spot in your companion list. The only ones that don't move are the base commanders.
The
Or
alliance specialists.
yeah. Or in a few special cases, companions that are dead. Or yeah, companions that are dead. So you do want to think hard about what if you're going to say, well, I got to get at least one companion to rank 50, and I'm not sure, because of crafting, say, because I want to crit on my barrels that I'm making. That's fine, but keep in mind we don't know what's going to happen in future chapters. We've already seen some companions become unavailable. Like you could have started Knights of the Fallen Empire, gotten through chapter 1, started walking around with Mar as your companion, leveled Mar to rank 50 influence, spending credit, I think it's, if you go just off the fleet vendor, it's about 1.5 million credits, just buying those gifts straight up that way and doing nothing else, 1.4 million or something like that. You could have gotten him completely up to rank 50 influence, and then bang, spoiler, Mar dies in chapter 1 of Coffee. He's gone. You can't summon him anymore, and you just blew all that influence. We don't know that. I mean, who knows? Mako might come up in the story, and I might get her killed somehow. And I've already got her at influence rank 10 just from the original content. If I got her out of Hawk now and leveled her up to 50, I don't know if it's possible that I could lose her. So my strategy with the ones where I'm just looking for a crafting companion or a guaranteed companion that I can keep around is Treek, HK51, or Nico Okar. Those ones, because they were prizes, and we'll be able to do it with HK55 too, with the January bonus if you're a subscriber by January 11th. Those ones we know they're not going to take away because they're either already unlocked in collections or you get that token every time. Those sort of are guaranteed. Otherwise, all bets are off. So be careful.
I know. I might have made a very bad decision in taking my Koth to influence level 50.
My highest companion is Senya, and now I'm thinking same thing. Who knows? Who knows? I would, I don't know if I'm Well, no speculations needed, but yeah, could be tough.
I mean, yeah, my other level 50 is T7, and I'm working on a third that I started and but that's going to be Nico Car because by now, I mean, yeah, now I realize no, it should be Treek or Nico or HK. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so to sum it up, how do you go? What's your preferred way of raising influence right now, Seema?
Okay, I do start with the 200 credit gifts, but I only make it to about influence level 15 or 16 before I give out on that. I cannot. I think I maybe have done one character up to 20 or 22 with those, but nowhere near level 40. Even though that is the smartest way to do it, I just can't do that much clicking. I don't have a physical disability or anything. I just have a mental. I can't sit there and do it. Then I just use gifts as I get them. I'm always working on getting more common crystals, either via weekly heroics or ops, or running Star Fortress. And then, yeah, I just use the common crystals to buy gifts.
Nice. Yeah, common crystals. I keep wasting common crystals, so I should just do that. So
I store all my gifts on one character, so when I do turn in supply crates and I get gifts from that, I send them all to one character. So every once in a while, I will go look at that character's supply of gifts and take out all the ones that are weapon and send them to whoever I'm trying to. If weapon is the one I want, who's trying to level somebody. Like right now, I'm trying to level Scorpio, and so I would send, yeah, whatever it is that she's into right now. I know she loves armor, the maintenance one, but she also loves weapon or something.
yeah,
Somebody just said that, yeah.
and I do the same
So
thing.
that's what
I have a place in my legacy storage which I use for transferring gifts back and forth, and I have a companion that has them all sorted. It's actually the companion that I did a lot of treasure hunting on, and still could do treasure hunting on. Treasure hunting will only get you up to rank 5 gifts, but it's still useful to get some gifts in some ways. I have gone up to level 33, and I would certainly go to at least level 25 on rank 1 gifts every time, but that's because I tend to have a little procedure for doing it, which is I put on Netflix. I put the gift on my hotbar so I can do it off a key, and then I just like watch a movie. keep hitting that button over and over while I'm watching something fun on Netflix.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I've done that too. I put on Netflix or Hulu and watch, but yeah, I can only go for so long.
Yeah. Yep. And then
Oh, that's a good point, Captain Crunch. Go into your legacy and unlock the companion section, altruism 1, 2, and 3.
Very good tip.
And persuasion 1, 2, and 3.
We did not mention that. So yes, in your character perks on your legacy tab at the very top on the right, there are 3 character perks, and they're not very expensive. I have them unlocked here, so I can't see exactly how much, but they're not very expensive. Legacy of Altruism, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. Each one gives you a cumulative additional 10% additional bonus influence for giving gifts to your companions. That's much more valuable now in Knights of the Fallen Emperor than it ever was before, and I still got it before. So certainly go ahead and do that. All right. Go out there and get a bunch of influence for your companions and prosper. And with that, our EPC 122 droid is all ready to head out. Go jump in that pod, little deal. Thanks to all of you for joining us on newoverlords.com, iTunes, YouTube, or live on Twitch. We will stream again next Monday night on twitch.tv/newoverlords around 10:30 p.m. Central. Please follow us on Twitter @MaxTheGray and @AIESEMA, and find us on Jedi Covenant and ask us for an AIE Guild invite. And we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.